Okay guys, I thought I'd just show you a little bit about what I do and what I've done to set my bike up to be able to do more of adventure riding styles. But the bike I'm with right now is the Honda CRF450X. This is a 2007 model, so I don't buy a brand new bike every year. I sort of get one, make sure I look after it and keep it for a fair while. The other bike I ride's an XR650, which is a 2003 model. So I use the CRF for more difficult terrain. The XR is a bit heavy and a bit difficult to lug up this tight single track. So I thought I'd share a little bit about what I do to set a bike up. For me, the most important thing is comfort and the ability to maintain your energy, so to reduce the use of energy. So the first thing I do anytime I grab a bike is immediately, I'm pretty tall, I'm 6'2" and a bit, so I immediately put a set of bar risers on. That's, I think, the most important modification that I make to any bike, because that way I can stand up and have easy access to the controls in a comfortable riding position. The second thing I do, and these are all done at the same time, is I put steg pegs on. So you can probably see those just here. Those are absolutely brilliant at reducing fatigue because you're using your legs rather than holding on with your arms and your hands. And I also add pivot pegs, which I'm not sure if you can see those in the video. Pivot pegs just reduce fatigue because you're not sitting with your foot on the edge. Your pivot pegs actually pivot with you. So those are the first things I do. I've done a fair bit more to this bike as well, and I thought I'd share some of that with you. So I've got a slightly larger tank on, just gives me that extra range, and I don't get any fuel anxiety when we're out there. And then also just here I've added a USB charging port so that if I put my phone on an X grip, I can mount my phone there and my phone will still stay charged. And then I've got here a clake, which I'll give you a close-up of in a minute. The clake is unreal. It reduces the feel of your clutch, meaning it makes it less difficult to pull your clutch in. It's a one-fingered operation. And I've also got the clake that puts the rear brake at your left hand, which means that both my feet do nothing other than hold onto the bike and make me feel secure. So I'll give you a close-up of that in a minute. I've also got one of these Voyager computers that gives you a whole bunch of info, including the temperature of your bike. They have GPS built into them, but I tend to use my phone more for that now. I just like knowing how many Ks I've done and knowing that it's reading accurately and knowing how hot my bike's getting. If you're in the tight, windy stuff, I don't like to overheat my bike, so that makes sure I know exactly where things are at. The next addition I've put in is from Giant Loop. So this is just a part of the bag. It's the Giant Loop Mojave bag, which mounts straight onto the back of your bike. So this mounts via the rear fender, and then these straps come through your frame. I love that because it takes all the weight of any tools and gear I want to bring with me off my body. The only thing I'm carrying on my back is a backpack with some water in it and maybe some snacks. Everything else lives in here, and I just reckon it's brilliant. So have a look at them. The Giant Loop company does a variety. I've got a different bag on the XR, and they're just absolutely awesome. So what else? Comfort, boots, and gear. Gear is expensive, and what I find is that the more expensive the gear, the longer it lasts. If you buy cheap gear, it's gonna fail soon, and you know, you might only get 1 or 2 riding seasons out of it. So I invest to make sure I've got comfortable gear that makes riding more enjoyable. City boots are absolutely bloody awesome. I don't think I've ever had a more comfortable boot on, and so mate, the more that you spend on that sort of stuff, the longer you can ride with without getting tired and fatigued, and the more effort, or the less effort is necessary for you to put in. The other stuff that I buy, or that I've purchased, is stuff by Klim. So Klim riding gear, again, it's expensive, it's not cheap. A set of riding pants might cost you 300 Australian dollars, or maybe even a little bit more. The moment you put them on and go riding them, you can just feel the quality. I think it's well worth the spend. I'm going to show you some of the kit that I bring with me in my tool bag. I'm not going to say that this is the best list of tool bag anywhere, but I think you'll like to see what I carry to make sure I'm safe out in the trail.